I understand with Philly that maybe it's almost like a cardinal sin to speak ill of Nick Foles because he's your icon, your cult hero, if you will. He was the guy that filled in for your so-called chosen one, Carson Wentz. He's the one that led you to a Super Bowl. He's the one that, yes, it's true, outplayed Tom Brady in the biggest game of them all. Helped the Eagles win Super Bowl 52. He's a hero. He's an icon. He's a legend in Philly once and forever. And then this season, when the season appeared lost, Carson Wentz goes down with injury again. Here comes Nick Foles, and you feel like you're getting some Foles magic yet again. The Eagles get hot late in the year. They backslide into the playoffs. They beat my Bears in the wild card round. They had an opportunity to maybe win in the divisional round in New Orleans. Like, I get it. But this whole fascination with Eagles fans and some of the people in the media talking about paying Nick Foles massive money if you're the Eagles, potentially trading away Carson Wentz to keep Nick Foles. What the fuck is wrong with everybody here? It's like I'm taking crazy pills. Like, seriously. Let's ignore the fact that the Eagles are already over the salary cap, which they are, which creates challenges in and of itself, not even considering what you would have to potentially pay to keep a Nick Foles. Let's look at some other factors here. Number one, yes, there are concerns about Carson Wentz and his ability to stay healthy, his long-term durability. But you ultimately have a quarterback on a rookie contract, and you still can have that for at least 2 more years. Why in the hell would you want to get rid of that to massively overpay for a guy like Nick Foles, whose overall body of work in terms of being very good, there's been some very good, but it is very limited over the course of his 7-year damn career? Especially at a time when you look at the league and so many teams have built their success around the notion of having a quarterback on a rookie contract and building that team around them. Why in the hell would you want to pay an average to mediocre quarterback like Nick Foles $20 to $25 million a year when you already have salary cap challenges that are only going to be exacerbated by paying a second or third level quarterback that much damn money? That makes no sense. Hence why I'm not surprised where Howie Roseman said that the Eagles were going to allow Nick Foles to hit the open market, to hit free agency, as they should. This whole decision about Carson Wentz and Nick Foles is an easy one. It's Carson Wentz, and it's not just because I've been known as a Carson Wentz nut hugger. It's just logic and good, decent sense. Yes, Nick Foles was a hero, helped you win the Super Bowl, granted. But Carson Wentz was playing at an MVP level in 2017 before his injury. And when you look at 2018, let's not forget the fact that Carson Wentz didn't start the season as a starter. Nick Foles started the first couple of games, wasn't very good, and Philly fans were calling for him to be benched for Wentz any fucking way. And this is the guy that you want to trade Carson Wentz to keep? And Nick Foles, are we forgetting that? That you were ready to have Nick Foles be benched early in the year because he wasn't very damn good? Are we forgetting the fact that, frankly, in that playoff game against the Bears, he wasn't that particularly great? And he really wasn't, if you go back and watch it, the couple of picks and so forth. You're really playing with fire here if you think a guy like Foles is going to be more than he's ever been. Look, a guy like Foles is the type of guy that has the ability to come in for a few games a stretch and play well. He absolutely does. And play just well enough to fool you into thinking that he could be that type of guy for an extended period of time over the course of a season or potentially a career. I get it. I understand it. Don't fall into the trap. Because if he was that type of dude, he would have established himself as that type of dude. If he was that type of dude, he would be that type of dude. He's not that type of dude. That's why he's never established he could do it over a sustained period other than what? The 2013 season under fucking Chip Kelly? Even that was 5 years ago. That was one full season. What you go back to in 2017 was a couple of regular season games where, frankly, he wasn't very good. And as the playoffs went along, he did get better and better, and he peaked at the Super Bowl. And this past year, when the team needed him later in the year, again, it took him a little time, but he started getting a rhythm. And You get to the playoffs, he wins a playoff game, but that's not solely because of Nick Foles. No, this is not a hard decision if you're the Eagles organization, and it shouldn't be a hard decision if you're an Eagles fan. Nick Foles thinks you'll always be a legend, but I'm not paying you $20+ million a year, and then you come and you suck hind tit. I'm rolling the dice with Carson Wentz, and if he establishes that he has continual trouble staying healthy, then in another year or two, you have to start, evaluating the thought of drafting a young quarterback and having him in the wings as Carson Wentz's heir apparent. But you deal with that at that time. For a team that already has salary cap issues, last thing you need to do is be creating an even greater salary cap constraint and issue for a quarterback who's not all that. Stop paying elite money to second and third tier quarterbacks. Stop doing that. Because it doesn't work, and it doesn't work well, and it's not a formula for success. Take advantage of the rookie contract that you have. You're already over the cap anyways. At least having that young quarterback on that rookie deal buys you flexibility that you wouldn't otherwise have. And still, frankly, the upside with Carson Wentz is better than it is with Nick Foles. I find it hilarious how people are pretending like Nick Foles was so great and awesome throughout the entirety of 2018. They forget about the start of the season where people saying he stunk and he couldn't wait for Wentz to be back in there as a starter. Let somebody like the Jaguars or somebody else pay Nick Foles a lot of money. Congratulate him. Say, good for you. You got what was best for you. But what is best for him is not to be there in Philly. What is best for Philly is not for Nick Foles to be there on a big-time contract. I would think this would have to be obvious enough to see. Isn't it? It's got to be. The Eagles making the right call here. As much as you might like to put a franchise tag or something on Nick Foles and force somebody to trade for him, don't get cute. You're already over the cap. Let somebody else overpay for him and move the hell on.